the benefits to the project, we are going to keep it as a desirable or beneficial, and whether it is optional, whether it is not important, we are going to put it in optional requirement. And uniquely identifiable. So each requirement should have a unique ID so that it will make easy for the developers and testers to identify that requirement easily. Okay. So these are the characteristics of a good requirement. So if each requirement is going to satisfy all these parameters or all these characteristics, then we are going to put that requirement in the development. If any one parameter is not getting satisfied, then we are not going to put that requirement in development. Okay.
Nikki, I have a question. Now, we spoke about different type of requirements, right?
Yeah.
So, when we have business requirements, obviously the user requirement is, I mean, it is the compulsory next step, right? So,
Yeah.
do we choose which requirements we are taking, or that is given by the client, right?
Yeah.
We don't get to choose which requirements we are going to use.
Yeah.
Oh, so it can be if we are taking a project, there can either be four of the requirement gathering we have to use, or it can be like we have to use only two of them, or only three of them, or even it can be just one.
Oh, see, client is going to give only the requirements at a high level.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Business requirements are given at high level. Then based on his document, that is nothing but whatever the requirements that are given by the client is nothing but a development document or a requirement document. So based on that requirement, we are going to do, business analyst is going to analyze those requirements, and he will be building some more requirements.
Okay.
Okay, for example, how the client is going to give requirement is, the client says that, suppose if I take ATM application system, the client says that there will be a ATM application system. The client, he will give the requirements in this way. The user will come and log in into the ATM application system. So see, the system is going to show the options. So the user is going to select the option, and the system should respond to that option accordingly. So in this way, the client is going to give the requirement. Now we are going to do analysis, and we will say that, okay, the client first requirement is, he said the customer is going to log in into the system. Now we will split that requirement into small requirements. That means, okay, login. Then we are going to ask the client, sir, what could be your login username? How we need to create username? Whether you want in a numeric format, or whether you want in a alphabetical format, or you want alphanumeric. Then he will say that, okay, my login should be like employee ID or something. Then again we will come to password. Okay, coming to password, how many characteristics the password should be? So what are the criteria? Does that password should contain any conditions like any upper or lower characteristics and any special characteristics? Then the client says, okay, my password should have minimum of 8 characteristics, and in that one upper that is one upper space should be like one special character should be there. Then we will say, next comes to login. Sir, we are going to give a login button. So do you want me to give another button like forgot password, or you want only login button? Then the client says, okay, I want forgot password. So in this way, we are going to convert those requirements into different requirements. Okay. So if the client is giving user requirements also, we are going to still gather the data. That is nothing but requirement gathering. So once if he gives some requirement, we are going to gather full information about that. So no client is going to give in this detail. Like he will say, first he will say in this way only. We are going to, in first stages, how it goes is, he will say in brief. So this is the application we want. We are going to have these things, and with the help of these things, it is going to function in this way. Now you will frame an idea. After that, we are going to arrange meetings, and we will be participating in jar sessions and everything, and we will keep on digging the information from the client. For each and everything, it is the same thing we are going to do. Now, if it comes to perform transaction, then we will ask the client, okay, in perform transaction, how many options you want? So the client says, I want deposit, withdrawal, and bank transfer. Okay, for each withdrawal, how much will be the limit, and for a deposit, how much will be the limit, and for cash transfer, how much will be the limit, and what are the conditions for cash transfer, whether you want only internet interbank transfer or transfer from any other bank. In this way, we are going to gather. Okay.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Now, next one is what is requirement gathering. So I already explained you requirement gathering is nothing but digging the information or capturing the information or gathering the information from different kinds of different stakeholders. Like you may be gathering the requirements from stakeholders, vendors, clients, users. Okay. And these requirements could be business requirements or user requirements or solution requirements. Okay. Now, what are the different phases in gathering requirements? So requirement gathering will be happen in 4 phases. So the first one is planning phase, second one is conducting phase, or third one is clarifying phase, and fourth one is concluding phase. So stage and phase means the same. So these are the 4 phases we are going to do requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is going to flow in these 4 phases: planning stage or conducting stage or clarifying stage and concluding stage. So what happens in each and every stage? So planning stage is nothing but in this we are going to identify the correct stakeholders and we are going to fix up the agenda. That means when we are going to start requirement gathering, where we are going to start, at what time we are going to start, where is the place we are going to start. And after that, we are going to keep emails and send SMS alerts to the identified stakeholders. Like we will be saying that, okay, we have requirement gathering session and so date, the venue is so and so place, and we are going to start at 9 p.m. and complete by 5 p.m. So in this way, we are going to send the venue details and everything. And we will ensure that at that particular place, all video and audio is working fine and every facility is there. So that is nothing but planning stage. That is, we are going to plan for requirement gathering. And next one is conducting stage. So in conducting stage, we are going to explain what is the purpose of this requirement gathering and on what topic we need to talk and how much time we need to talk and what are the topics that we should not talk. Okay, that is how we are going to conduct, and we are going to extend our cooperation to make this requirement gathering successful. That is nothing but conducting stage. And next one is clarifying stage. So in clarifying stage, what happens is whatever the requirements we have gathered in conducting stage, we are going to clarify whether these requirements are correct or not with our reporting authority. Okay, to check the correctness and completeness of the requirements, we are going to do verification. That is, clarify with our reporting authority to make sure that we are on the right track. Okay. Then final thing is concluding stage. So concluding stage is nothing but whatever the requirements gathered, we are going to document those requirements. Okay. So why we are going to do documentation is to present those requirements